I believe James Smith is your name?
Oh, yes, it is.
Do you know why you were taken out of the airport line and brought in here with me?
Well, hopefully it has nothing to do with my driver's license photo.
Mr. Smith, if that is your real name, this is no time to be making jokes.
Well, I've been wanted a half a dozen times. I had to strip more times than they did in Showgirls. Why am I here?
This is what we would like to know too, Mr. Smith. Your name appears on a cannot fly list.
Because my name is James Smith, I may not be able to fly? Well, there's got to be a lot of James Smiths in this area.
There are hundreds, ranging each from 2 to over 102 in just this part of the state.
Now, what possible harm could a 2-year-old do? Or for that matter, what could a 102-year-old do?
A 2-year-old might be disgruntled because of diaper rash or because he doesn't like his cream corn. As for the 102-year-old, one tried to get on board. We took his hearing aids out and found batteries in them. Live batteries in each of them.
I'm astounded.
Why are you going to Indiana?
Well, I was hoping to visit my uncle who's not well.
Is his name Red Smith?
It's Earl Red Smith.
Here you have a red suitcase, which is a rather unusual color for a man to carry. And you have an uncle with the nickname of Red.
Well, I had to borrow this one because my brown one had a broken handle.
You have a Reader's Digest as well in your suitcase. Take out the A, P, R, and S, and you have Red Digest.
Which means?
The Patriot Act, page 202, column 6. Preoccupation with the color red in any form can be cause for search and possible seizure of property. Are you a Mormon?
Why in the world would you think that I'm a Mormon?
Your last name is Smith.
Well, if I said I was a Mormon, could I get on a plane then?
Your name was James Mormon, you could. There are no restrictions yet on anyone with that name. How many televisions do you own?
One. A 13-inch colored TV. I bought it 12 years ago. I paid cash for it.
I see. Cash. That usually means no paper trail, wouldn't it? Why wouldn't someone want to leave a paper trail?
What does a television set have to do with my patriotism?
Patriot Act, page 505, section 3. A true American will pay for electronic devices, such as radios and most important televisions, every 2 or 3 years. A true American will pay for said items with an American credit card. The use of cash may well be looked upon as suspicious. Where do you work in Syracuse, and who do you know there?
I work in a print shop. I've been there for 12 years. I know everybody there.
I'll bet they all have newer TVs and paid with credit cards.
I'd rather talk about my TV. You know, I could have lied and said I had a new one. A flat screen TV at that.
Actually, we know it is in your apartment. When you go to work, we have loyal people who keep track of any questionable items that you might have.
What gives you the right to search my apartment without due cause? Just who are these loyal people continually going through my apartment? Oh, could it be those 2 guys that live down the hall? They moved in 2001 and nobody seems to know much about them.
I won't say, but they have been giving fish food to your guppies and watering your fern. However, your particular fern is not listed in the Patriot Act book, nor is your private library.
I do remember a cigarette butt in the ashtray once, but I thought that was the landlord. And as to the library, well, I don't have many books. I just have a Bible and a few others.
All the books are by Stephen King. The Bible is a King James translation. I think a psychologist could interpret that as a repressed longing to live in England.
The Bible was a gift from a God-fearing American minister. I'm sure you know I pay my taxes on a regular basis, which indirectly benefits you because it pays your salary. And I give to other organizations as well.
Let's take a look at your contributions. You give money to the Red Cross. What countries do we know that are red? Here's a contribution to the Quakers Refugees Relief Program. However, Quakers Oats on our approved foods list.
Well, at this point in time, I'm not amazed that you have a copy of my tax form. But they're only one-time donations. Please, tell me what the Patriot Act recommends.
Page 216, column 12. Loyal Americans should donate to the following organizations. The Rush Limbaugh Search for Men with the name of Rush Fund. The Pentagon's Puppet Theater in the Round. The revival of the obscure comedies of Joe McCarthy Fund. Just to name a few. I will have a complete list printed out and sent to you at cost.
That'd be a big help.
What is troubling is the fact that you have been observed constantly bringing back Chinese food to your apartment. These dates here circled with an American-made blue pen are just from the past 2 months.
I happen to like Chinese food. I only eat it once or twice a week. Just who's keeping such careful track of me? They even had the dates and the times there. And how much I threw away.
Food section, page 212, column 6. Loyal Americans should be eating only good American foods. Highly recommended. Land of Lakes, real butter, fresh milk, and eggs. Land of the Free, barbecue sauces. Charlie Daniels gives the sauces 4 stars.
Am I being punked? Am I on some kind of Dateline show to catch a nincompoop?
I spotted a letter to Michael Moore.
Oh, look again. That's a letter to Michelle Moore, my cousin from Utica. Say, where's my suit? And my box of chocolates?
You mean the God-died chocolates and the suit?
Yes. Where are they?
The suit was confiscated. It was a navy blue Army Ani. Coincidence? The chocolates were Godiva. God should not be casually used to sell things.
The suit was an Armani. An Armani! And the chocolates were my aunt's favorites. They cost $30 a pound.
They didn't go to waste. However, one of the men who ate some of it went to a diabetic coma. You'll soon be receiving his hospital bill.
This is absolutely crazy. What gives him the right to do that?
9/11?
Oh.
The Patriot Act, page 407, column 6. Any candy with a religious-sounding name can be confiscated, eaten, and purchaser will be responsible for any ill effects from ingestion, with a leap year exception.
Unbelievable. Is there anything else?
You eat French vanilla ice cream and French fries. You have no wife, no creases in your pants, collect Barbara Streisand albums and Richard Simmons bobbleheads.
Well, first of all, the ice cream is from Frenchie's Dairy. And secondly, well, I no longer eat freedom fries, as you can see. And I'm going to tell you something. My late second wife is the one that collected the Streisand albums, and she ironed my pants. My ex-wife, the first wife, she left me for a Pee Wee Herman impersonator.
I liked Pee Wee. 2 marriages, down the toilet, before age 40.
And the Simmons bobbleheads were my mother's.
Your mother was from Helsinki, Finland, is that correct?
Well, you had one correct assumption.
Did she ever find out what was in the Helsinki formula for growing hair that Robert Vaughn used to advertise?
I haven't a clue.
According to your gym records, you were pathetic in gym, being chosen last or nearly last from every sport. Did this start to make you bitter towards America?
I attended nearly every class and I passed it every year.
You split your gym shorts while doing squat thrusts. You got more than your share of wedgies. Didn't that make you angry?
When I graduated, I simply erased those memories from my mind. Can I get on the plane or not? Look, I am no danger to this country. My father was a colonel in the army.
Colonel Sanders was responsible for the putting away of countless chickens over the many years.
My middle name is Sylvester. There can't be that many James Sylvester Smiths in this area.